Lord of all, to thee we raise this our sacrifice of praise. Welcome to this week's Hymn of the Week. This week we have Glory to God 14, number 14, For the Beauty of the Earth. I just sang the refrain, the original refrain, to For the Beauty of the Earth, which was different than what we have in the hymnal today. We have in the hymnal today, Lord of all, to thee we raise, this our hymn of grateful praise. Originally it was sacrifice of praise, this our sacrifice of praise. There's lots of reasons why that may have been changed, but I think it's important to know the history of that as we sing that a hymn was originally, that word was sacrifice, which adds a little meaning to the text. The text originally was by Folliot Sandford Pierpoint, and he was born in Bath, England. He taught literature at Somersetshire and the Somersetshire College. And then, as we know today, received a small inheritance and then went off traveling and writing. So we can see, particularly in this text of this hymn, his gift of literature and the talent he has of writing. And it was originally a communion hymn, and the reason it was written was to infuse joy into a solemn service. Interesting, right? To infuse joy into a solemn service. Of course, there are causes for praise all throughout this tune. But I found a great quote by Armin Häusler in the Story of Our Hymns on page 66. And he writes, "It is said Pierpoint wrote this hymn one day in late spring near his native city of Bath, England, when violets and primroses were in full bloom and all the earth seemed to rejoice. He climbed up a hill and sat down to rest and meditate. The panorama before him inspired him to write these beautiful lines." So I think there's no better way of explaining that, right? The tune D-I-X, Dix, is really a very well-known tune, sung to many different texts. We have it sung to one of the Epiphany texts, right? And here, the music, of course, the harmonization for the English hymnal, the great English hymnal, the wonderful English hymnal of 1906, and William Henry Monk. So here is, before I do For the Beauty of the Earth, play the hymn, I wanted to, for this hymn, just to use the simple principal stops, but also, we haven't really explored this too much in Hymn of the Week over all these years yet, is to add the reeds to the sound. So for the refrain, I'll be adding a trumpet and this bassoon stop to increase, to add more, let's say, fire and even some gulp to the sound, to make our praise more hopefully fervent, more even stronger as we raise this hymn, or even possible our sacrifice of praise, right? So here is For the Beauty of the Earth. For the beauty of the earth, for the glory of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the wonder of each hour, of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of ear and eye, for the heart and mind's delight, for the mystic harmony, linking heavens above, for all gentle thoughts and mild. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For thyself best gift divine, to the world so freely give. For the great, great love of thine, peace on earth and joy in heaven. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. Trying to be inspired by the words of Foley at Samford Pierpoint as I played this hymn. It has definitely a happy feel to it. The text really allows the hymn to come to life, and the family of reeds of the organ brings that fire, that extra, in my opinion, or additional fervor and desire to state more obviously, Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. Thank you very much for listening to Hymn of the Week.